There are two words for parents in the Quran. Walidan or walidain and abawan or abawain. Alright? Now, where do they come from? What's the root of these words? Very interesting. The word abawain, it comes from the word ab. There's a rule in the Arabic language, there's a literary function of the Arabic language called uslub al-taghlib. It's written right here for those of you who would like that amount of detail. Uslub al-taghlib. What this means is when there are two independent words, two separate words that are commonly spoken about together. These two words are referenced together repeatedly, very, very frequently. Then what you end up doing in the Arabic language, especially in classical Arabic, to make it smooth, to make it less tedious, is you take one of the two words, whichever word is easier to work with, and you put it into its dual or its pair form. And now it's referring to both of the words. So for example, let me show you here. Shams means sun. Qamar means moon. Shams wa qamar. Shams wa qamar. Sun and moon. Sun and moon. So obviously in Arabic poetry, the sun and the moon are often talked about together. Frequently, they're referenced together all the time. Alright, so instead of continuing to keep saying sun and moon, sun and moon, sun and moon, what you do in classical Arabic is you say qamaran. Qamaran, which means two moons. It means what? Two moons. Alright? But in actuality, you know that it doesn't mean two moons. It's actually referring to sun and moon. Y'all follow? Alright. Now let's go back up to the words for parents. So there are two types of words for parents. Walidan, or walidain, and abawan or abawain. Alright, these are the two words. The word abawain comes from the root word of ab wa It comes from ab. Ab means father, means mother. So instead of continuing to say ab wa mother and father, father and mother, father and mother, what you do is you take the word ab, the word for father, you put it into its dual form, pair form, which is abawain. Now what does it look like? But we know that's not right. Alright. I don't know, am I sensing hesitation? Okay. So even though it looks like it says two fathers, it really means father and mother. Okay, the other word for parents in the Arabic language is walidain. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Walidain. Alright? Walidain comes from the root of walada. Walada means to give birth. To give birth. Now out of the father and the mother, who is the one who physically actually gives birth? The mother does. So the mother is called walidah, the one who gives birth. The father is called walid by extension. So the word abawain comes from the word ab. So even though abawain means father and mother, who does it refer to a little bit more? The father, because it comes from the word for father, ab. The word walidain means parents, mom and dad. But who does it refer to a little bit more? The mother. Because it comes from the root word which means to physically give birth. And that's the mother. The father is just called walid by extension. Alright? Now here comes the catch. Here comes where it really hits home. Every single time in the Quran, where Allah tells us to make dua for our parents, where Allah tells us to be kind to our parents, where Allah tells us to be generous to our parents, He uses the word walidain. Meaning be good to your parents, make dua for your parents, be kind to your parents, but a little bit more for your mother. Be a little bit nicer to your mother. Make extra dua for your mother. Why is this extra special? And the Prophet ﷺ summarizes this when the man comes to the Prophet ﷺ, he says, Man ahaqqu bi husni suhbati. Who's more deserving of my good companionship? Who did the Prophet say? Ummak, your mother. He said, Thumma man. Okay, who's after that next in line? He said, Ummak, your mother. He said, Thumma man. Who's next in line? He said, Ummak, your mother. Then the fourth time he said, Thumma man. Who's next in line? And he said, Abak, your father. Very good. Very good. So, now why? Why is this extra special consideration being given to the mother? Two reasons I'm going to share with you. Two special reasons. Two basic reasons. All right? Hold on. Two basic reasons. Number one. When our mothers did the most for us, I think Hafiz Wissam addressed this a little bit, but when our mothers did the most for us, it's from a period in our life, in our existence that we have no recollection of. I mean, the difficulty, I heard him quoting the ayah of the Quran, وَهْنَنَ عَلَى وَهْن. Difficulty upon difficulty. Alright? Difficulty upon difficulty. In the womb of the mother, do we have any recollection of that? We don't. And then even after the child is born, وَفِصَالُهُ فِي عَامَيْنِ, for 2 years that child is completely helpless, Have you ever seen a baby? They can't even roll over, they can't move, they can't do anything for themselves. It's completely dependent in its existence upon its mother. It can't survive without the mother. So the mother literally, her life for the next 2-3 years revolves around this child and this child's schedule and his or her needs. Completely. It's as if she doesn't even exist anymore. She lives for this child. So when our mothers did the most for us, we have no recollection of it. But what happens as we grow up? Our needs start to become more and more associated with our dads. Because we become more materialistic. So the first time when you say, I need a cell phone, right? What does your mom say to you? Go ask your dad. And you say, gosh, I need a new laptop, right? What does she say? Go ask him. And you say, I want a car. What does she say? Go ask the big scary guy in the corner there. Right? Go ask him. See what he has to say about that. Mess with me, you go mess with him. Right? So our needs, because we become materialistic, our needs continue to become more and more associated with our fathers. Because it's based on money. And we go to them for that. And so we really appreciate the big guy, you know? Don't mess with him. Yes, sir. No, sir. The mother, it's like, whatever. Right? We take them for granted. Because we don't realize, we don't remember that literally we could not live without them. We forget about that. We don't recall that. That's the test. That's one reason. That's one reason. And very honestly, the second reason for why this extra consideration is being given to the mother, it's because of the nature of mothers. I always tell people, mothers are the strangest of Allah's creation. The strangest. They love so much and it's almost as if they want nothing in return. They love so much, they just it's like they don't even exist anymore. They don't care about themselves anymore. They live for their kids. You know, your mother will be yelling at you and cooking your food at the same time. Only a mother can do that. Yeah. And you say, I want a sandwich. You get your sandwich. Right? She's cooking and yelling at the same time. You know when you get kind of like you disrespect your mother, you don't talk back to her or whatever, very bad. You talk back to your mother, the next morning, you're going to show your mother an attitude. Right? Show her boss. You walk out all angry. You don't make any eye contact. You don't address her directly. You're all angry. You're going to go to school without talking to her. And she's still like, eat some breakfast. Drink your milk. Did you get your backpack? I packed your lunch. Subhanallah. Here you are, I'm the man. You messed with me, right? And your mother made your lunch. She put your clothes out. She continues to care, regardless of how you act. That's who mothers are. You know, a message for the younger people here. You know when your parents tell you, when you become a parent, you'll realize? You know, everybody's parents say that, right? You know what? They're not lying. That's what sucks about it. They're not lying. They're absolutely telling you the truth. I speak from experience. I have 2 daughters. I speak from experience. The sisters, the young girls here, you'll become a mother, so you'll obviously realize it. But even the brothers, even the boys, you know how you'll realize? You'll see your wife and what your wife does for your children, and that'll make you realize really what a mother really is. Who a mother truly is. Little personal story. After my first daughter was born, she was about a year old. You know, kids, they get sick. And the bug kind of goes around the house. So my wife is sick, and my daughter was also not feeling well. So my wife is sitting there all night long, sitting next to my daughter, taking care of her, watching her, won't leave her side. I'm telling her, listen, you're not feeling well either, you're sick as well. Why don't you take some medication, get some sleep? No, I'm not moving from here. I'm not going anywhere. My child doesn't feel okay, I'm not going anywhere. And I was like, subhanallah, mother's incapable of leaving her child. Father? Be passed out somewhere. Gone, clueless. Right? Perfectly okay. Right? Just won't leave. And that's when I'm just sitting there watching her. That she herself is so sick. But she just won't leave the side of the child because she's afraid the child is going to need something at any time. And that made me realize, I was like, subhanAllah, look how much a mother loves her child. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of our mothers.